Project management itself is not the end game. Project management is the process that we use to drive business results. When they write a check to you and give you funding for a project, what are they doing? They're investing in you and that business outcome they want to drive. And our job as project managers is to help them think like business people first. That's your job as a project manager, to help them think like business leaders first, and help them think about priorities and scoping and realistic delivery and budgets and timelines and all these things. That's your role. Project managers are business leaders. You're changing the conversation you have about your project and your PMO to be a lot more about value and return on investment. Imagine if you walked into the CFO's office and you started calling the project's investments. Oh, you're speaking my language finally. You get me. That's how they think of it. And we've started to transform our mindset now to do that. And what we do as a result is create a really high performance culture where everybody is operating like they're on Wall Street. So that's what it's all about. You know, that's what this is. It's about helping people understand what we do, and most importantly, helping all of you understand and value what you do. If you want to be seen differently as a project manager, if you want to be valued and you want to be understood and you want to show the world what you do and how much it matters and feel that impact, you've got to recognize it in yourself first. You've got to know that you are the impact maker in your organization. I had something happen to me recently that blew my mind, because this doesn't happen to us much in this space. I'm working with a client and we're going through and prioritizing his entire portfolio for the organization. And we're going through all of his business projects. And he said, wait, there's one missing, the CEO. And his whole leadership team. And I said, what's missing? He said, the stuff we're doing with you. You're helping us bring portfolio management and project management and set up a PMO. That's number one. I said, what? Hold on, say that again. That's what? And I even challenged and pushed back on it, because I wanted to know how sturdy that was. Don't just say it, you know, you're going to hurt my feelings otherwise. No, they were very serious. Every one of them said, if we don't do this right, we will not be able to execute on our business strategy. That's the conversation you want your leaders having with you. I have never seen a CEO or a business leader come to me or anyone else and say, no, hold on, come back when you've got 5 more templates for me to fill out. They just want you to help them get it done. So this system starts with instilling focus. We get so caught up in all of the things that we want to do when we're creating a project, when we're starting a PMO, when we're putting project management discipline into an organization, and we start boiling the ocean. Measure outcomes, not just progress. Perform, not just get it done, but perform relentlessly. Your sole focus is on delivery and getting results. It's about communication with meaning and with purpose to drive outcomes and delivery and results. How do people digest information? Do you have that business leader that wants the bulleted list versus the one that wants to see pretty pictures? By the way, the higher up you are in the organization, the more you need to rely on pictures to tell your story and a very succinct list of bullets. It is not because they're dumb. It is because they have 15 of these meetings in a single day, and your job is to focus them where you need them so that they have the information they need to make good decisions on your behalf and move on to the next thing they've got to deal with. Imagine a world where you could get what you needed from your sponsor or your executives right there in the room and move on and get to the next thing you had to do. And it didn't take you 2 hours of going through 14 pages of material. How much more productive would you be if you did that on all of your projects? That'd be pretty cool, right? So we need to be thinking differently about value when we're talking about what we measure and communicate. Look for ways to identify a value statement. So if you are looking at scope and you've delivered about half of the scope, look at what those scope items are and say, as a result of these scope items, here's the percentage of revenue increase that we project as a result. See, that's how the C-suite thinks about those projects. And that's why they're investing their money, a limited pool of money, into those particular projects, is because they're trying to get to those outcomes. And the reason that we're seen as, these administrative overhead and box checkers and all those things is because we talk in a language that doesn't translate to them. They don't care about the triple constraint. They care about return on investment. So think of yourself as an investment manager and focus on outcomes and that end state, as opposed to we're tracking on our schedule. Every conversation you have can be shifted to say, we met this milestone, and that means that we are going to deliver this impact at the end of the project and on this date. And it is our fiduciary responsibility to deliver on that investment. Have you ever thought of it that way? As project managers, you have a fiduciary responsibility to your organization. They wrote you a check, and you need to deliver results for that. Just like you feel that your investment manager has a fiduciary responsibility to you to make you some money in your 401k. You are creating projects for the purpose of realizing an investment. Not just to say I did it on time, with the appropriate scope, or even gold-plated it, and under budget. Woohoo, I win. But you know what? We don't need it anymore. So before we start trying to change their minds about the value of the PMO, we need to change our mindset to understand our role as a service provider to the business, as a solution to the business. We are the strategy navigator for the organization. We hold the power of the portfolio of all the things that matters to the business in our hands. That is a powerful place to be. But only if we change our minds and our mindset to be about having the business conversation. You go do these things, you will be the impact driver in your organization. And not only will you be it, but everybody will know. They will see it, they will value what you do. You will now have that return on investment for the organization. So it all comes around to understanding how we all fit together, and we are the business. We don't work for the business. We own the business. We're responsible for the business, and we are the ones that can get it done like no other profession can.